Hello world. Picking up where we left off. The last video was getting kind of long. A lot of stuff happening. Look at the smoke. Why is the boxcar in the front of the train, you ask? Don't ask. If you don't ask me no questions, I won't tell you any lies. It's 11:39 at night here, and I had hoped to be done by now. And we're not done. Suffice to say, we have a 20-car train loaded with oil, beams, and lumber, and an empty boxcar. The boxcar was between the locals and the oil, and that turn where there was too sharp, which we just changed. And the weight of the train made the car tip over. There's a word for that, right? Let's check our switches. We are set to go straight. That's good. All right, we're taking the scenic route. Oh, you don't see the smoke. That sucks, because the smoke should be there. Let's see. We want to watch our speed. What's that? Streaming? You're on the stream? I need to plan my next move here. And we need to get some wood in the boilers. We said we wanted to put the hoppers in front of the tankers. Just ask Chat GPT, what is the word to describe when the weight of the train makes the lead cars tip over on a sharp curve? And answer, the term used to describe this phenomenon is derailment. Well, thank you, Captain Obvious. Let's see. There is another term for this. Rolling stock overturn. I don't know about that. Let's see. All right. We need to stop the train here. And we're going to put the boxcar. Where are we going to put the boxcar? We're going to put the boxcar. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. Put a few brakes on here. Got four brakes. Still leaning out the cab. Get some wood in here. $99. Let's disconnect the train. See if it goes anywhere. Did not. It's holding. And let's go ahead and move the train up. This boxcar is really just a burden to me now. back up. Oh, where are we? I might just leave the boxcar up here. She stops on a dime. Somehow there was a pin in there. Let's just leave the boxcar here. We don't want it anymore. If we want, we can put it on the end of the train from here. We have to pull up and back up, but that's going to be too difficult. I'll get it on another run. Maybe on the way back. My trail cam just sent me a picture. Oh, there we go. So I wrote to Chat GPT. I said, I'm talking about the weight of the rear cars pulling against the front cars on a curve. The weight makes the front cars go straight instead of around the curve, and it derails. It's a geometry thing. It responded, the term used to describe this phenomenon is centrifugal force derailment. That doesn't make sense. That's not centrifugal force. Anything that's like the opposite of centrifugal force. The opposite of that, the car derails to the inside. The term used to describe this is hunting derailment. We're learning here. Well, for your information, the job of the future, okay, get ready for this, is prompt engineer. So when you talk to AI relies on the input you give it to give it a correct answer. It takes a certain skill to be able to ask the right question. Those people will be known as prompt engineers. And companies are going to need that because Most companies, well, any company that's using AI to help it is going to need it. I feel like some of these cars have brakes on. We're going to check it in a second. We got a long way to go. Well, you keep stopping. Your brake is on. That's fine. Now let's see. It should glide now. I don't feel like this is going to go too well. Hunting derailment. Chat GPT taught me something. Oops. Just got that out in time. Right. Full brake. And we're going to have to spread this across the screen to get to all these brakes. Oh, there goes the train. Want to go forward? No, we want to go backwards. We do, in fact, want to go backwards. Let's get back to the cab. I want to get on the other track. This is some good shunting stuff right here. We have a 30-car train. What picture did my trail cam send me? Like a security cam. Hello, Mr. Fox. I have a pet fox that lives at my house pretty much. He doesn't know he's my pet though. Let's see. It's 11:49 there and 13 degrees. Let's flip this switch. Now we got to unload the beams. See, this should be chugging harder. Moving a 30-car train. We haven't done that in a while. Fully loaded train, by the way. Of hoppers, oil tankers, and lumber. This is going to be difficult to stop. We might not be able to stop it, as a matter of fact, to unload it. Once that train starts going down that hill. I think the engines just got to the hill now. Yep, they're on the hill. And we still got a ways to go. Will we be able to stop it? Why did that pop up? Let's get her slowed down now. Hey, she's stopping. This is a good speed. Oh, we're picking up speed. Get her slowed down. Got there. We did it. Come on, unload. Slow it down a little too much. And we're going to pick up raw iron on the way back too. I don't think that one went on. Some of these are missing. I got to move this track closer. So that one didn't go. It just bounced off. Oh well. Too lazy to walk the train. All right, let's go. We got 30 cars. Hunting derailment. It's like I went hunting and I derailed. No, that's not what it is. Hunting oscillation. The system hunts for equilibrium in railway engineering. No, that's not it, chat. Can't answer me. I can't drive the train and talk to GTP. I'm nervous about this turn here, guys. Oh, I think I'm supposed to be on the upper track. This is bad. This is bad. Can we push it? All right, nice and easy. I thought I checked all my switches. This is good. We're backing up. My stream is messing up. I see that. Let me make sure I'm not having a compression overload. OBS has been doing that. Let's get this train into a safe position. All right, let's see what's going on with the encoding overload. Consider turning down video settings or using a fasting encoding preset. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I have to stop all recording. Let's see what happens. I hope this video is working out. That switch should be good. Now, we want to pick up the raw iron on the way back. Everything over here has to be straight. Now, this has to be going this way. Dropping off this lumber is going to be a little tricky too. And here we want to be on the inside. All right. Let's go. Sorry guys. OBS is screwing up on me, man. I don't know. Let's see. Name the types of derailment in railroading. So it is a rolling stock overturn. Jackknifing? We still have the whole train? Yes. I'm nervous about this turn here. This turn is a booger. I redid this turn twice, I think. Oh no. We may have to go turn some sand on. Put the sander on this one. Turn this off. This up to 100%. Oh wow. This spot sucks. We lost some momentum. I think we can make it around this turn if we just carry the momentum. So I'm gonna roll back. Turn this sander off. Let's get this link back up again. Turn the sander off. May have to redesign this run here to lessen the effects of gradient on the radius. I love the challenge. I really do. Go back a little more. We need some squealing sounds for the brakes. Some sparks. I wonder if we'll ever get all that stuff. I don't want to waste the sand. Pedal to the metal, baby. We're just going for it. Don't have a good feeling, so we're saving it at this point. It's so precarious. Oh, you guys are beasts. We didn't make it yet, though. This may be the first time a running start actually worked. If we make it over this. Oh, this is definitely a sick run. The tree scared me. Not gonna lie. I'm expecting the worst at any second. I did not think I'd be bringing a 30 car train up through here. That was not the purpose of this map. But as it turns out, it's extremely fun. We are up there. Look how much height we climbed from the oil fields. We were on a freaking journey. Probably the straightest section of track I have. We're cooking. We definitely want to slow down. We don't want to start breaking couplers. Might have broke something there. We could have easily have broke something there. It's funny, you can't really tell that it's a grade there. Oh snap. Oh, just made it. Checked all my switches and I still messed up. This is definitely my most challenging map. I wonder if we should grow this map. Put some industries like really far away, just for the hell of it. Coming in hot. That engine, she's a rockin', but don't come knocking. All right. Oof. What a journey. Should name it Journey Railroad. I am getting tired. I may have to continue this run in the morning. We're on a hill. The train does not like that. It's going to be difficult to offload. All right, that's a good unloading speed. The thing is, it may hit a steeper hill. The train is also going to get lighter at the same time. And you look, it might even out. The little offensive black drops. Not because they're black. It's because they kind of freak me out for some reason. They don't really represent the amount of oil that's in there. We are picking up speed. It's not a good thing. I don't know if that drop made it. We're missing half the train. Oh, we screwed up somewhere. We probably lost it when we went too fast. We're gonna put the brakes on and go find the train. And we're almost out of wood. Let's look on the map. Oh train, where are you? Where is it? That's sitting really weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where's the other two cars? There was 10 on that train. Oh, they're probably in outer space. What is happening? Needs a restart. That's for sure. I could go back to the point I saved it. That might be easier. Look at that. Yeah, that's centrifugal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Freak of the other two cars. Unless they came off. Oh, there they are. Here and here. So, yep. I'm going to just pick it up tomorrow where I last saved it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and detach. I'm going to detach. And then we are going to leave this session. Let's see where I last saved it. It's not in a good spot. I'll use the auto save. I think it was right before I went around that turn. This map blows fast. Train is moving. Let's see. Yeah, I'll do that whole thing again. What the hell? I'm going to do it in the morning. For those of you on YouTube, I'm just going to pause. Pick it up in the morning. I need to go to bed. Let's take this back to a point where the train stops and then save it. And then we'll make that run again. Like deja vu. That'll take about the same or less time than putting all the cars back on the track, and be more fun anyway. We get to chug up this hill again. No extended, it's only one engine is working. Oh, that's why. Gotta put the other brakes on. The engines are not linked. All right, guys. We'll pick this up in the morning.
All right. Okay, we're back. I know you're watching this on YouTube. Probably like, what do you mean you're back? Never left. To bed. I started this run last night. And finishing it now this morning. Gotta reset that. Wanna link the locos. And we're gonna take another run at this hill. Hopefully without losing cars this time. And causing a derailment. I hit Alt Tab to get out of that. It was weird.
Full steam ahead. Three climaxes in a dream. Yesterday I just stayed in it and we made it, so we have to stay in it to get over the next part. It will start slowing down. Over here we want to watch our speed. Not yet, I don't think. Oh, I did some more research on the type of derailment we had in part one of this video. It's called a snakehead derailment. Snakehead derailment. I actually never heard that before. I don't think that was the term I was looking for, but it is the proper term. This is where we gotta watch it. A pretty steep grade right here. Snakehead definition. That's not what we want. Grade.
So we are on a 4% grade. No wonder it's so fast. We need signs in the game so I could mark the grades out. We're gonna have to throw this switch coming up. We made that mistake yesterday. Shouldn't be that much smoke at 2% regulator, right? Picking up speed again. We don't want to do that. I don't need that switch there for anything, but I left it. Should probably throw a bumper track on it. All right, this turn we want to be a little bit slower on, so we don't tip the cars over like we did last time. Casey Jones, you better watch your speed. The whole train's still there. That's a good sign. Pretty good unload speed right here. Might start to slow down as it goes up the hill a little. Those tanks, the oil tanks behind me sound like my stomach right now. Why do you have to look at it for smoke to come out? Splooge. Little black droplets. Little droplets of black glue. Goo. Can't talk this morning. Oh, I stopped it. It's picking up speed. We're still in the okay range. I think it's hitting the other hill and slowing down now. Come on, one more car. I gotta make it. This is tricky. All right. We want to disconnect the train here so we can drop off the wood. Maybe we should just let it. I don't think we have to put the brake on. This train should separate. There it is. That should roll to a stop without a brake. I don't remember ending the track like that. Interesting. Okay, this should be set right. The train could come rolling back on its own. Did we use up all the pipes right there? Nope, we have pipes. All right, let's get her slowed down. Gonna need a lot of brake here. Oh, it's gonna miss. Oh, I got it. Holy smokes. He wants to fly. Well, that went as smooth as it could go. Gotta love the 24 car train shunts. Got my signalings. Where's my manners? Oh my god. Yeah, we're on the right track. Okay. We're slowing down at all? We need to slow down a lot. Take that, you 6-car train. We said we were going to pick up raw iron. So let's do that. Wait for me. Yeah, let's see what our next move is to get this raw iron. Putting it on the back of the train. You do it right from here. Ew. Oh my god. Sneezing this morning. I suppose we should go to the back of the train. I don't think... How much raw iron can I bring there? I can bring... Oh, I can bring 100. 6, so I can put 30 on the train? Hmm. Can only bring 30 there. Hey, Telegram. What happens if you fall off the train and it keeps moving? Can you control it remotely? Yes, because I am using Railroads Online Extended, which is a third-party tool. If you play the game and you want the tool, I can give you the link. And they have a Discord as well. The tool looks like this. You can attach and detach, and then you have all these. You have a console, you have the map, you can see all your tracks, you can see all your rolling stock, where it is on the map, players, plugins, settings. Or you could press F1 while you're in game, and I can bring up stuff. And there's cheats. I can fly in the air, I can run fast and catch up to the train no matter how fast it's going. And I can control it from here. I can control the cranes on the platforms remotely. It's good to use when you're running by yourself. It's also good to use in multiplayer because in multiplayer you have a draw distance, a render distance for the cars. I'm going to slow down here. And the map, the remote map helps you see the cars better. We went too far. Can I pull this up? He's holding. Could have did a little better job lining up. The cranes are automatic now, so they'll just keep loading. We waited over a year for that feature. So now I can control the engines from here. I kind of position myself like this because I know I want to get in between the two cars right about here. Should do it. Could have went back a little more. I think the train is getting off the hill. No, it's not. Just took a little bit to get moving. Now I went too far. No, I didn't. I'm good. I'm going to get 30 of these beams, these raw irons. And this map is not, if you're new to this map is not like a stock map. I hacked the game, which everybody does now, and you can move the industries into different locations. I made a custom map. Made it more challenging. It's smaller but harder.
So right now that the hill is pushing the train down, I'm just controlling its descent with the brake, which is tricky. But can you cancel? Oh, you can. Look at that. You can click again and cancel it. I thought somebody was saying you couldn't do that. I know nothing of this game. What do you do with these resources? Alright, so let's show you in here. There's also a third-party tool as a website where you can load your map, and you could do things like edit trees and stuff, and this also helps you move the industries. So if I click over here on industries, firewood camps are placeable. I use that to fuel the logos. We have a coal mine, a sawmill, logging camp, iron mine, oil field, refinery, smelter, ironworks, and a freight depot. So basically, you take the logs from the logging camp, bring it to the sawmill. That cuts it into beams and lumber. Beams and lumber will go to the coal mine, not the coal mines. Yes, the coal mine, the iron mine, the oil field, the refinery, the smelter, all use those resources. Then they have outputs. You have to bring coal to the iron mine. Then the iron mine and the coal mine, the iron mine, you have to bring iron to the smelter. And from this, I'm at the smelter now. It makes raw iron and rails. Basically, you're just moving all these things to the next step. And the end game is to get to the refinery to produce barrels of oil, which you then bring to the freight depot and sell. And that takes months to do. And you make a lot of money. And you start off with like $2,000. You have to start moving merchandise to earn money. And then you buy more cars, more locos. Or you can, if you have railroads extended, you can just edit the amount of money you have and buy anything you want. But it's kind of fun to do it the hard way initially, or the right way. If I click on, yeah, I'll give you an overview of the map. So I can enable flying. I can increase my money here. I can increase my XP. All right, so now I have the ability to fly. Got to go third person. Let's go a little bit faster so I can kind of show you the map. So that's the refinery there. That's the smelter. That's the sawmill. None of this is in its stock location, except that coal mine. That's where it goes. And then in the end game, I have to bring it up this crazy incline to the freight depot where I sell the oil barrels. But if we look at the whole map, oh, am I going up? I feel like I'm not going up. Yeah, we're going up. Gotta hold shift. So the whole map is pretty big. But all my stuff is in this one little corner here in this valley where the river is and the waterfall. That's outside the map there. So, and then this mod also allows you to teleport. So I can teleport right back here if I want. And now I'm back on my train. And usually I enable this in case I have to run a little faster. I can remotely control switches from here as well, which is something like this game is really meant to be multiplayer. So you would have a brakeman with you, helping you throw switches and load cars. Yep, I have to fuel up here. And we want to go, our next move is to bring the coal down the valley. So we want to switch tracks. And we're going to head down a pretty good decline to the valley. Yeah, it's fun. If you like trains, you'll like this game. It's way different and way better than all the other simulators out there. There are a lot of bugs right now, but we're hopeful that they're being worked out as the developer of the game has joined forces with some more developers. And what you don't want is like a derailment, because that takes a while to clean up. These locos right here are the strongest ones in the game right now, but the slowest. I really designed this map to be like a multiplayer map because it's small, and I wanted people to run into each other a lot and run shorter trains, but somehow I just wound up driving longer trains on it for the challenge. We have another map called the mini map that we played a lot with a group of guys every Friday night, and it was designed for maximum conflict. I think one night we had 27 derailments. All while trying not to derail. And these cars have like a speed limit. If you go too fast, they will just fly off the track. I started this run last night, and I actually had two incidents pulling this heavy train around. Lost some cars. What's cool about the Railroads Extended has an autosave feature. So if something happens, you can quickly quit the game and then go back to a previous save to clean up the mess. And then you have your regular save features. I'm going to save it right here, actually. And half the fun of this game is building. I built all these tracks. So I think the only other game that has building, well, Train Sim Classic does, but it's complicated as hell. Loco Shortline Operations has building, but that's like pre-release. Got a ways to go before it gets good. But a lot of people are playing it. This is the nicest looking of all the games that I'm just going downhill now, trying to control my descent, not go above about 15 miles an hour.
So do you like trains? Yeah, that switch moved by itself. Love trains, don't play any train games. Yep, that was my story up until about a year and a half ago when I found this game. I never liked all the other train games. They were kind of boring and unspectacular to me. This one is fun. It has a nice feel to it. You feel like you're running a train. And the original plan was for it to take 5 years to fully develop, and we're about a year and a half into it. So, if you like sim games at all and you like trains, this is a good game. It's got its bugs and stuff, but I guess that's what makes it fun. Oh, Flight Simulator, yeah, I started that and kind of stopped it. See how the engines are rocking right there? They're on the verge of derailing. This is tricky here because the train is being pushed, and I have 30 cars. The first 10 are loaded, the second 10 are not loaded, and then the last 10 are loaded. So the last 10 are pushing on the middle 10, and they could cause a derailment. There's names for the specific types of derailments. Had a conversation with ChatGTP about that. I think it's called a rolling stock overturn. No, they don't have that in the game with the brakes overheating. They will eventually add stuff like that. I think they just were focusing on getting the mechanics of the game working right, because they had FPS problems because there was too many physics going on. They've kind of fixed that. I have 31 FPS right now, but that's because I'm pulling a 30-car train. If I stop the train, my FPS will go up because a lot of physics will stop happening. I get out of the train. Yeah, I jump up to 42. So they got to work all that out before they start adding in all the other stuff they'll have. Maintenance schedules for the engines, I think. Some kind of service, preventative maintenance stuff. And this is the only engine that does this. If I give it full regulator, it'll just spin the tires. See the tires just spinning? But I can apply sand and it'll stop spinning. So now I can only apply sand to the one I'm in. The back two are spinning and this one is not spinning because it has the sand. But if I take the sand off, it'll spin. So anything over 92% regulator, it'll spin. Like they just recently added this black smoke coming out of the smokestack. Used to be just like a
heat waves before. Now at least it looks a little better. They added some chugging sounds. Gotcha. Actually, I should come in on... I have to come in on this side. I made it.
I wonder if all 30 cars will fit on one siding when I'm done with this. Ah, man. Train was like a runaway train. Are we on a hill now or something? I think we are. Must be a little bit of a hill there. All right. Won't have to do another coal run forever. We have lumber, and we're actually going to make product. We don't have any cars to carry any. How? Miss me. Why is she stopping? She's not derailed or anything, right? Hmm. I'm using this product as fast as I can unload it. Hey. So
pretty much almost filled everything up here. Nice. Oh, wait, we're going uphill. That's what happened. We're on the wrong track. Oh, we got to go back down. We took the wrong turn in Albuquerque. Here we are, Pismo Beach, all the clams you can eat. Wait, how do I get back? Where's my crossover? I thought I made a crossover from here to here. Maybe when I lost my save? I don't want to go around the whole map again. Alright, so let's build a little bit. I want to cross over there. Yay, we get to build. I want to add some more stuff to this map. Anyway. I guess we can delete this. We need a right. Hello? No link? There we go. Ooh, those tracks are close together. Let's see. Where should we put our switch? Should almost be around here somewhere. Hello. Goodbye. Hmm. Why is this all stone anyway? Should be like dirt.
Okay, I guess we want to go up a little. Come on. Do we want to go up a little more? I think we do. All right. Hmm. Where do we gotta go? We gotta go over here. Let's see if we can link this whole thing. It's not letting me link, so something's wrong. Oh, we're going through the ground, that's why. Excuse me, Mr. Tree. Am I going through the ground there? So, we should use the stone from here. How's this gonna work out? Okay. You're out of here. See how that looks from above.
Oh yeah, that's good. How's it look on the map? It's not there. Didn't update itself. I don't know. Map doesn't seem to update. When you build, you have to restart everything. This is a little questionable right there. Sure, we need some wood by now. How much of that went in there? Oh, all of it. All right, let's see what siding we're going to wind up in. Put it right in this one. I don't think 30 cars fit on the siding. Is one siding longer than the other? I think I'm in the... No, they're all the same length. This is the way I did the yard. I think we're ready to do an oil barrel run. Hmm. We just might make it. Let's see, where are we at? Oh, snap. We fit 30 cars on here. Look at that. So this yard can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 30, 150 cars. That's insane. That is insane. We gotta put water in these tenders. I think the first one should have water in it already, but probably not. Been using it quite a bit. Good enough. Looks pretty low to me. Is it going in? It is. All right. And we should probably, which one of these can I use to get the boxcar? Want to get there fast. Let's use this sucker. I don't think we're going to actually do that today, but we're going to set it up for it.
She's ready to rock. I want to rock. This thing's still filling, or are we full? We're full. Sure it's filling. It's not filling. Press F by mistake. I was like, where the hell am I? We gotta go down a little more. I don't know why that doesn't line up, but it doesn't. It's not going in. Weird. Why don't we... Suppose we could back up, change the angle. That looks like it lines up. A little more. It's over as much as it can go. That should be going in though. It is. Take it. It's working. Go ahead and back out of here. We're going to save our boxcar. So we're probably going to need it. Oh, this switch is not here, so I can't throw it. Well, I shouldn't have to. I'm not going to be on the inside track, I'm going to be on the outside track. So this thing can... I can probably just let this go and it'll get there. Famous last words. That looks full to me. What is that? Show that artifact? That's new. Yeah, we're wasting a lot of water, huh? We're good. You're good. Who's that artifact? It's gone now. Where's our train? Hey. Oh, see, we went the wrong way. I think I came here. This would have came right back to the yard. Hello?
Oh, wow. No, is it gonna go back? Oh, this is so funny. Ow. It said, nope, you're going too fast. Oh, it's coming for me. Look at this thing. It is definitely caught in a bad way. Why is it on that track? Someone please explain. Did I throw that switch? Oh, I know why I derailed. I was just going too fast over that, and it didn't switch. Didn't switch in time. That's why I derailed. Gotta slow down over the switches. I think it's too fast for its own good. I could play this game all day, but I have to go to work. I got thrown a little bit. Pretty sure this is full. Yep, we're full. And we emptied half of the tower. Alright, we'll just leave these suckers here. Why are you going backwards? Are you that weak? We may have to switch to all logging locomotives. And maybe a C-70. Yeah, ouch, is right. So this is one of the newer locomotives, and it goes 25 miles an hour, which is over the speed limit of most cars, which is like 20, 22. So funky things start happening when you ripping it. It's a little tricky to control its speed. They said they had problems with the physics of the game. Hopefully, when the third party gets done with its full code review, maybe they'll fix some of that. We've been waiting for that for a while. Sucks, but in another way, it's kind of like an operational challenge, which is cool in a way. Not very realistic, but so I think in real life, this engine could probably do about 50 or 60. Although it probably very rarely did that unless it was on a nice street on the plains. So there's one of the reasons why I built the map over here on this side is because there's the waterfall. Otherwise, with the stock map, you would have no reason to go past here. I got my train wash. I can't wait for them to add time of day and weather effects. I made my own weather effects using OBS. Let's see, I think it's... Where is it? Did I take it out? Ooh, maybe I deleted it. Now I know what I did wrong. Hmm. I can't do the rain. I have to fix that. I may have accidentally deleted the loop. That was rain. How did I do that? Weird. Oh wait, no, it's this one right here. There it is. I still have it. So I can't see it on my screen, but you'll see it on your screen. Now it's raining. I can see my stream. I think the other thing I can do is go here. Here. That should look black and white now. Does it? No. It only looks that way on my screen. I wonder why that, what I just did doesn't transfer over. To get this train hooked up. I'll take out the rain. Might be annoying. We're rescuing our boxcar. We should take it right to the smelter. Or the ironworks, I mean. So we want to go here. Every switch should be thrown. Oh, we already lost the boxcar because I wasn't paying attention. Bye-bye, boxcar. The train is too fast. Glad there's only one car, right? Come on, you're on a hill. You should be going down. Going the wrong way. Sucker. Oh my goodness, that scared the hell out of me. It's not gonna place now. It wants to fly. It's doing crazy stuff. Now I'm in the car. How do I get out? You're on a hill, come on. It just doesn't like me right now. Oh, look at it. It's bye-bye. Oh, shh. Look at it, look at it. What is it doing? I am never going to get it back now. It is just stuck. This is the worst I've ever seen this phenomena. This is hysterical. It fell. Did it fall up here somewhere? Hello? Oh, it went somewhere else. It went somewhere else. It's gone. It's gone. We lost it forever. I have no idea where it is. That's too funny. Imagine if I looked and it was back on the track. Let's see. We can find it right here. Rolling stock, freight cars. Boxcar. Find on the map. There it is. It's up here. It's right behind me. There it is. Oh, it is stuck in a bad way. It is in the tree. It's a tree car. Oh my goodness. If I cut this tree down, what would happen? Oh, let's get ready to clip it. Get ready to clip it. Okay, nothing happened so far. Oh, jeez. Okay, we have the boxcar. Let's see if we can get it on this track. We're gonna have to come up here and get it. I don't think there's any way of doing this. Hey. No, don't start this. Boxcar is funny. Oh, it wants to fly again. All right, we're taking it for a ride. That's so funny. Got to get it all the way down there. This is terrible. Could wait till we do the oil run and then pick it up on the way. Maybe. God, if you didn't have railroads extended and that happened, it would take you all day to recover it. Oh, there it is. Well, that saves me the hassle of doing this. I really need to open up the controls on this. And watch the speed. Man, the boxcar is jittery. Boxcar don't like speed at all. We could bring this guy back up the hill. Wow, I can hear that so good. Shouldn't be able to hear that. Oh my God, that train is flying. And now we're flying. I picked the wrong engine to do this job. I just rode a boxcar down from the heavens. Close this. Oh shit, it's here. That was quick, yo. You just lost fire temperature. That didn't go anywhere. Went on the ground. Gotta take the brake off. I wonder if there's like a reverser setting that we could limit the speed on this thing. As opposed to using the regulator. Why is that switch that way? Oh, right. I know why. Because when I backed up the other switch, the next switch was in the position that it is. We also have to fix this line. It's too far away from this platform. This 9% setting is pretty good. Can we see our speed? We're not going to need this anymore today. We're back here again. Big boy trains, what's up? How you been? This is a sharp turn. Aren't we supposed to be on that other line? Oh, we are. How fast are we going? So hard to judge speed. Put like 2% regulator on just so I can hear the chugs. I'm actually trying to time the chugs. That should be like 20 miles an hour right there. 18, 17. It slowed down. "17 is a good speed. Now we're going 20. It's a small map, but it's pretty big at the same time. This 9% reverser is working out pretty good. Kind of makes it a little easier to control, in my opinion. My goodness, come on. I want 10%. Double check our switches ahead. We're good to get tools. Although I think we don't really need them. But maybe we could just leave them in the boxcar. Show info. Tools 20. I guess we can make a delivery. I sure hope it is Twitch that is turning this into a slideshow. Yep, it probably is. So I'm probably going to have to stop the stream. What's this? See this error down here? Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding preset. So I'm using the fastest one. You can't see that. I literally have to stop the stream. So latency happens, but you bought the game. Nice. Congrats. You know, Kumi better start giving me a commission. What I would really like to see is content for streamers, stuff that I could give away. Just gonna make it in there. No, I don't. There's nothing like that. All right, it's going in. Hey, it's automatic. This is great. All right, so I think I've been streaming for a year and a half now, almost, and I've never had encoder overload. Yeah, I told them about the bugs and stuff. So I don't know why I'm getting this encoder overload now. If I go, I don't know if there's anybody out there that can help me. If I go into the settings, which we can't change right now, my stream settings, let's see, output. I'm at 4,000 kilobytes. I used to be at 6, and then I put it on the fastest, lowest quality preset. And I used to be medium when I first started streaming. So I don't know why I'm getting these problems now. Unless my recording quality is messing things up, I may have changed that to a higher setting. Because I'm recording and streaming at the same time. Some the people on my YouTube channel were complaining the quality wasn't good. I just need a better computer. But this is a pretty damn good. I never had these problems before, so I don't know why. Three. How much coal do we use? Nothing. We need to change that. So we need iron and lumber over here. I made it. I think we can make up our next train, which is going to be the cordwood cars to get oil. Our next video we'll do oil. I don't know how many engines it's going to take to pull the oil up, or if I can even fit it. All right, we're not going to put wood in it. Are these things still linked together? They are. They stayed linked. I want to bring a Shay over here. I think I can delete the two Moscas. They're not really helping me on this map. I need a pair of binoculars so I can see what train that is. I should probably bring pipes. That link didn't want to disappear. Should I bring pipes with me? I should have put the pipes in the front of the train. Let's see. I don't need to bring a whole train full of pipes. Or should we just focus on an oil run and that's it? I don't know. I'm going to think about it. I'm not doing it today anyway, so I might put together another 30 car train, do multiple things. Still loading. That's it. That was the last box. We are loaded. We'll bring this back to the yard. We don't need the boxcar. Our crossover is not on the map yet. How do you refresh the map? We come over here, map. The tracks I put in are not there. Let's run up ahead and make sure our switch is right. Which it's not. The boxcar is like a bastard. Oh, why is it doing that? That was uncalled for. There's something wrong with this boxcar. There's definitely something wrong with this boxcar. Something very wrong with the boxcar. Or maybe there's something wrong with that part of the map right there? Because that's twice that the tender jumped over there. Whatever. Let's go nice and slow. Look at... Oh, because that track is not on the map. Actually, we can go this way to make it more fun. And then come over here. And that'll bring us to the tools. This whistle's in an annoying spot. What? Doesn't work? Doesn't work. That was annoying. What was up with that? It's working now. So that's very buggy. This engine is annoying. It's either too fast or too slow. It's never just right.
gonna stop in time? It's only one car. Why couldn't you stop? Plenty of oil here. Don't need to really focus on this. All right. Let's go park this bad boy. Why did that break? What in the world is happening? Thing is there? This engine is cursed. I kind of want to turn this train around. And back into the siding over there. You know what? I'm probably going to be deleting this engine. I'm going to focus on some other engines. No, we don't want that switch like that. That tree looks a little ominous. My first time pulling anything onto this track. Suppose we can cut this and this down. We broke the train. All right. That's it for me, guys.
Gotta go out in the real world. Hope you enjoyed it. And to Lachlan, enjoy the game. The first thing you should be focusing on is building a line from the freight depot to the sawmill and then to the logging camp. And buy a couple logging cars and start bringing your logs to the sawmill. And once you get the sawmill having an output, you're going to buy the tier 2 flat cars, and you can start bringing boards of lumber to the freight depot and just selling them to make money. It'll take a while to do all that. And I should give you the link. Let me save this game here. Let me give you the link for Railroads Extended. Choo choo. No, we don't want that. What? This text. You'll need that. All right, guys. Enjoy the day. Have a good one.